Have you ever been in this situation, stressful, that you are at the end of the fiscal year, you have a pile of unmanaged documents and information to gather, and you're probably way behind the schedule. Your accountant is probably also unhappy about the situation. You know, I've been in your shoes, because since I'm a student, I launched many entrepreneurial projects, and now beside my work at Odoo, I've launched a company that helps Brussels-based businesses to secure regional subsidies for their investment. So this actually gave me a deep understanding of the challenge that an entrepreneur can face. From the nightmare of chasing down the payments to keeping the account clean, it actually takes valuable time from what truly matters. My name is Yannis, and today I'm an accounting expert at Odoo, and I'm going to show you how to make your life easier thanks to Odoo accounting modules. So please feel free to ask any question by scanning this QR code. I will review them at the end of the talk. Okay, with that in mind, let's see how we can leverage Odoo to simplify your accountings and allowing you to free up your mental energy and your time in order to focus on what you do the best, your core business activities. For this purpose, we're going to review three main pillars. So the first one will be about managing your invoice, your bills, and your expenses. Then we're going to move on the second one where we're going to demystify what is the bank reconciliation. And finally, we're going to see how we can see our reports clearly to have the visibility over our activities. Okay, perfect. So with that in mind, let's move on the practical part, the live demo. So basically, after having created your database, you will arrive in this general menu. Here, you can see all the apps that you have downloaded. If you didn't know about it, here are crucial tips. Odoo has a one app free policy, which means that if you stick to a single module, even a powerful one like accounting, it remains totally free. And on top of that, you have some bonuses app that you can see on the screen, like the document one, fleet, or even discuss and dashboard. And yeah, I can assure you there is no underlying cost linked to that promise. Okay, so let's come back to my subsidy business. Here, it's located in Belgium, so basically I'm going to use the Belgium localization. But basically, if you are in another country, you have to adapt it, but the process are quite similar. Okay, so let's deep dive in the accounting modules. And when we click on it, you arrive on the central hub. So basically, you can see all of your journals here, like from the sales to the purchases, to the bank, and the tax return. So here you can see that I have a little dot, which means that if it's your first time that you create a database, you will be guided throughout the process. Here, of course, I will guide you myself, so I will just stop the tour. Like this. Okay, perfect. So now I would like to invoice one of my customers for a service that I've done. So I'm just going to go in the sales journals and hit the new button. So you can see there are many action buttons on each journal that we're going to review today together. So let's create my invoice here. So I choose my customer. I can add payment terms, and I can add some products, especially services in my case. So here I've done some consultancy. And I also charge a success fee, sorry. Okay, I would like also to give a bit more structure to my invoice, so I'm going to add a section to differentiate my services. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the top. I'm going to add another section right here. And I would like also to give a bit more context about my service. So here I'm going to add a note, and I'm going to explain to my customer how the success fee is working. So it's basically 10% of the grant. So here, of course, I should add up also the price. So I can put a formula here. And it's already done. If everything seems fine to me, I can just confirm the invoice, and then I can send it to my customer. You see how easy it is? In few clicks, I already send it to my customer. Okay, so now I would like to do the same. You can see here that the invoice has been generated. And what is super interesting as well that I want to show you is that if you go a bit down in the chatter, you can see all the information and modification that are linked to this invoice that are centralized there. So it's really useful to track everything. Now I would like to invoice another customer for another service, but actually it's quite similar. So I would like to fasten the process. For this purpose, I'm going to just hit the action button and duplicate this invoice. So you can see that as I do so, all the sections of the product have been copied. Of course, I need to adapt the customer. I need to adapt the amount. And here, I can adapt the calculation as well. Perfect. Okay, but this time it's a bit special because I would like to send it to the PayPal network. So if you didn't hear about it, this network, these sending methods will be mandatory in Belgium from the 1st of January 2036 for the B2B. And for the other European country, it will follow in the next year. So you have to be ready for this. So let's see how we can set it up in Odoo. So basically, in order to do so, we need a receiving address and a sending address. It's a bit like the email address. So to do so, I'm going to open the contact form here. I'm going to go in the accounting tab. And here, if I go a bit down, you will see the canal's preferences. So here, I'm going to say I want to send all my invoice from this customer to the PayPal network. I need to also choose the electronic format. Usually, it's the first one for the Europe, but of course, it can change depending on your customer. And what is super nice in Belgium is that the electronic ID of PayPal is following the VAT ID. So basically, if you fulfill this field, you have it automatically filled here. So you don't have to ask for it to your customer. Perfect, so I can save it like this. I go back to my invoice, and now I can confirm my invoice and send it. So here you have multiple options. This time I want to send it through the PayPal network. And here Odoo asks me if I want to create a receiving address. So basically here it automatically takes my ID from my company VAT, and I just have to fulfill my phone number. Okay. Oops, maybe it's the wrong number. Like this. Okay, perfect. So now my sending point has been activated. I can just send it, and now it's done. You see how easy it is as well? It's already in their accounting through the PayPal network. And here you can see as well the generated invoice. Nice. So let's go back in my customer invoice now and see what we have there. Actually, I would like also to send my other invoices, but I don't want to do one by one. So thanks to the mass action, I can just select all the invoices on the send button. And here, Odoo will suggest me all the canals that I can send, and I will accept it, and then I will hit the send button. Depending, of course, on the setup I've done on the contact form that I just showed you before. Perfect, so now we know how to create and manage our customer invoice. Let's move to the purchases and do the expenses. So basically here I have multiple options. Either I can I can send it through this email that you can see here. So basically if you send the document to this email, it will arrive directly in your journal. You can also directly send it to your supplier, so it will use it and integrate it directly in your database by email. Or you can, of course, do the traditional methods like the upload one. So here I'm going to hit the upload. I'm going to find my invoice. It's one of my IT software that I use. So I'm going to just find it and open it. OK, so now, actually, Odoo Artificial Intelligence is reading the document, extracting all the information. And if everything is all right, it's going to be a green banner. And as I click on the refresh button, everything will be transcribed. So here I can see that the vendor have identified, the due date, and also the quantity and the price. Of course, I can always adapt it. It's always good to verify if it's perfect or not. So here I can see, for example, that the account is not good. But I don't really know which account to use. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit on the account, and I'm just going to type software, and Odoo automatically suggests me this account, so I'm going to use it. Perfect. I confirm the bill, and now it's done. OK, let's go back in my dashboard, and then I want to upload another receipt because I've been to the restaurant with one of my dear customers. So I'm going to hit again the upload button, go and find the receipt, like this. Again, Odoo is reading the document, extracting all the data, and when the banner is green, I can just hit on the refresh button. I check that everything is all right. Here I can see again that I need to change the account. Of course, Odoo will learn by itself, so the more you do, the more it will automatically fill this account with the right one. So here again, I don't really know which one to use, so I'm just going to type restaurant. And here it's automatically suggested. So you saw also as well that there is two kinds of document that you can integrate. Either it's a bill or a receipt. Of course, here it's a receipt, so I should hit this button. Perfect. Okay. So let's go back in my purchase journal and see what do I have else. Okay, so I see here that I have three bills, that I arrive. So I'm going to check them one by one really quickly, check if everything is all right. Okay, great. Everything seems nice to me. So I'm just going to confirm them in mass as well. Like this, action button, I select them, and then I confirm the entries. Perfect. So now we are done with the first pillar. We know how to manage our customer invoice, upload our bills and receipt. Let's move on to the second pillar. So basically, everything that comes in and out of your bank needs to be linked with a justification. Either it's a bill, either it's an invoice, or even an account. This process is called bank reconciliation. So here you can see that I have open amount in my sales journals because some payments need to be received, and I have also late payment that I need to send. So let's see how it looks like in my bank. So I open my bank journal, and here I can see all my transactions. Basically, if you activate the online synchronization, it will continuously check in your bank and retrieve it from it. You can also upload your statements with PDF or XML if you want. So here I can see all my transactions, the date, the label, the partner, the communication, if there is one, and the amount. As you can see on the screen here, most of the work has automatically been done by Odoo. Means that Odoo checks if your payments are linked to invoice or bills, and if the partner, the amount, and the communication match, then it will automatically reconcile, so you don't have to do anything. Of course, nothing is perfect, so when there is some information that is missing, it will leave you do it manually, as you can see here with the button. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, this Prudent Sage, basically this guy called me this morning and he told me that he paid 2 invoices at once. So I'm going to click on the reconcile button, hit the invoice that he paid, and just hit the select button. And boom, it's already reconciled. Okay, for this one, I see that the partner is missing, so Odoo automatically suggests me this button, so I know which one is it. So I'm going to just find it and apply it. Okay, this is reconciled. Let's see what we have else. I see that I have 3 payments for the rent, but actually I don't have any bills or invoice to link with. So basically I'm going to use an account. So here I can set an account, and I don't know again which account to use, so I'm just going to type rent and Odoo suggests me it. I'm going to do the same for this one. Perfect. And as you can see, now that I've done twice, Odoo automatically suggests me for the third one. So I don't have to look for it in the account anymore. This even make the process faster. Perfect. So now that I've done with my reconciliation, if I go back in my dashboard, you can see that you don't have this button to reconcile anymore. We are already done with the second pillar. Now let's move to the last pillar, one of the most important one, which is the reports. So first, let's see the legal report, like the tax return. Of course, when you record some sales and purchases, you have to pay tax on a recurrent basis. So here, with Odoo, this process became really simple. So if I hit on the tax return journal, here I can see all my returns and the states and the steps that I have to do. So basically here I'm a bit late. Odoo is reminding me that I'm late. So Already reviewed. Here I have an anomaly. Let's see what it is. Each bill should have its own document. Maybe I forgot to add one. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add the document. Perfect. Let's go back to my tax return. And now all the steps have been reviewed. So I can validate my return and submit it. So here Odoo will automatically calculate the amount that I owe to the government, as you can see here. So now I'm going to submit the report. I can either submit it directly to EDI, so it means that it connected to my to the government platform, or I can download it through XML in order to re-import it afterwards. So I'm going to mark it as submitted, and what is also amazing is that I can pay it directly through Odoo. So I'm going to pay it and mark it as paid. Perfect. So now we are already done for the tax return. Let's see a bit how the reports looks like. So I'm going back to my accounting dashboard, and now I want to have more visibility about my activities. So if you hit on the reporting tab here, you can see a lot of reports. So the one that interests me now is the partner ledger. Basically, I would like to know which customer owes me how many money and at which date. So here, I can really easily see all the balance, and I can spot mistake if I need to. So basically here, I can see that I have an unknown partner. I need, of course, to set a partner for each customer in order to have account clean. Okay, let's say I want to send all the follow-ups to my customer. So I just hit the set button, and in this way, it will remind automatically my customer for their balance. So I'm going to print and send. And now it's doing it in the background. Perfect. So now that I remind my customer about my payments, I would like also to have a bit more visibility about my profitability. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I want to have a look at the profit and loss. So here, basically, it shows you the revenue minus the cost equal the profits. Of course, it's the Belgium localization, so you can see here that I have a specific account. So here, I can, of course, shape the report the way I want. So either I can change the date, either I can compare between periods or journals. I can do many stuff to shape it. Here in my business, what is really interesting me is that I want to compare it between periods, because I want to know if I've done better than last year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit the comparison, I'm going to hit the previous period, and here I can compare it between this year and last year. And overall, I have the ratio, so I can even know the growth between the periods. If I want to deep dive into one of the accounts, I can always click on the numbers, and then I can see all the entries that are linked, which is super useful to navigate easily. Okay, perfect. So now we are already done. We have seen how we can create and manage our sales, upload our vendor bills, link every bank statement with justification, and have a clear visibility over the legal reports, but also the profitability. With Odoo now, you can have all the tools to make your life easier, simpler, and actually less stress by managing all of these tools. So please now don't hesitate to ask questions. If you need to, I will review them.
Is it possible to set up Odoo in order to only send invoice through the PayPal network?
Yeah, totally. So basically, you can have a receiving address that is not internal to Odoo. So if you need, Odoo will automatically check in the PayPal network if the receiving point exists. If it exists, it will only create the sending part.
Is there a maximum volume of invoice you can send through PayPal network with Odoo?
No, actually, this option is also free, so you don't have to pay extra cost to. You don't have to pay extra cost to use this method.
Can you actually pull financial statements that can be legally used from the Odoo accounting platform?
Can you repeat, please?
Can you actually pull financial statements that can be legally used from the Odoo accounting platform?
Can I export?
Pull or export?
What do you mean by pull? Yeah, you can export it, of course. So I can show you here. So if I go in my reporting, I can, of course, export it in PDF or Excel for further analysis if I want to.
How did you set up the payment reminder for your client?
Yeah. So basically here, if I go in my customer, here I can go in one of them, for example. And here in the accounting tab, you can see that I have a tab with invoice follow-up. So basically, either I do it manually, either I do it automatically. And if I do it automatically, it will check in the bank if the payment has been received. If not, it will send it based on the follow-up level I set up here.
Is it possible to send directly the vendor bills into Odoo instead of downloading them?
Yes, totally. So as I said, you have an email address that is there. So if you send the document to this email address, actually will arrive directly in the journal and be integrated in your database.
Is it possible to have separate dashboards for purchasing teams and sales teams and tax teams?
Actually, you can always play with the filter here. So you can create as many journals as you want, and then you can create as many filters as you want. So you can navigate between your journals and you view if you need with the filter like this.
Is there a training for accountants who has never worked with Odoo?
Yes, we have Odoo Academy that you can come at our office and follow. We will be glad to show you how it works.
Can you import extended Excels or Google Sheets?
Excels you can import, of course, but it depends what you want to do with it. Maybe precise the question.
What if I have an external accountant? Can he work on my Odoo platform? Can't it be linked to his accountant program?
Actually, yes, it can work on Odoo, of course. I know it's not always easy to convince an accountant to change the software, but here, either you can give him your license so he can have access to the number. There is no direct connection here from another platform, but you can, of course, import in many different ways the data. So I would say you just have to educate a bit your accountants to go in your database.
How do you deal with regulatory barriers when generating invoices in compliance with government rules?
We have different localization. Each localization takes care of the compliance, actually. So, yeah, depending on the localization that you put on your database, it follows the compliance, yeah.
If I do not want to automatically reconcile the invoice but with the payment, what should I do?
So you don't want to reconcile automatically, then you can just like deactivate the model.
Is it possible to
Automatic model. Sorry.
Is it possible to change the periodicity of the tax return?
Yes, totally. Yeah. Because here I did it like in a quarter, but you can do it monthly or depending. Yes, you can.
Is collection tracking new to VE version 9? Version 19?
Is what?
Collection tracking new to version 19?
I'm not sure what it's about. No, come see me at the booth to talk it further because no, I never heard about it. I don't know. I don't think it's linked to. I don't know. Come see me at the booth. We're gonna review it.
Okay. We don't have any more questions.
Okay. So now that we have seen how to leverage Odoo to free up some mental energy and times, give it a try today. It's powerful.